pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0. And now for today, in this part of the Vlog-A-Thon, this is pretty much just a big step up from what everything else has been. In accordance with the Vlog-A-Thon itself, it all started April 2019 with just 10 vlogs, then it came up to 21 in October of that same year, and then this past February, a whopping 35. But here in December, with 58, I feel like that I'm probably going to be reaching my peak at some point. But I suppose I could make it even better with the Vlog-A-Thon 5.0, or even bigger than that. But until anything like that does happen, then well, I guess I don't really know where else to look. But I will say that what I got going on right now is going to be of pretty big importance, if you will. So let's just get started right here by talking a little bit more about Nerf Secrets Revealed itself. And I've already talked a little bit about how big Aftershock might end up becoming, and not to mention, there actually is going to be an HJN Nerf Secrets Revealed crossover coming soon, as a matter of fact. I probably talked about it already, or I might want to talk about it some more, but we'll hold off on that idea for now, because Nerf Secrets Revealed itself, the franchise, is still around. And I know that for sure because, well, even though I ended the series on July 31st, 2020, that certainly meant that the original series had finally ended after 7 years, at least. But above all that, I mean, the franchise is still going to be around for a long time. This was, in fact, the series that I had on the channel that pretty much kickstarted my popularity and following on YouTube, even though it's never had anything. I mean, it's just been a huge plateau for the past few years. I mean, the lack of credit on YouTube is one thing, but I've made all my videos public, so the entire world could see them. And I'm still getting no viewership whatsoever on at least 89% of all my videos. Probably the extra 11% would go to the majority of Nerf Secrets Revealed itself, not to mention HJN and Hot Wheels Hilarity episodes. They've also gotten a, wow, not at all good amount of views. And so, let's just not go there anymore, because I might as well talk a little bit about how the Nerf Secrets Revealed franchise itself is going to continue, because I've talked about it many times over, and I'm going to say it again. Bolts of Intrigue. It was an idea that I had as far back as, well, spring 2019, and by the end of summer of that same year, I tried to make it happen, and all I ended up with was a 25-minute long short film. But of course, by May 2020, I was able to re-release that film and pretty much make it double that length, about 51 minutes in total. But here, I'm finally going to decide to actually go as far as to simply make it a feature film itself. After, well, a couple years or so of having little to no feature film projects put into play, I'm just going to say it right now. Bolts of Intrigue, the first ever adaptation that I've ever put upon based on any of my own content or anyone else's content, really. It's just an adaptation of mine. This is my first time ever going through that kind of path, and I might actually do more of that later, but for now, Nerf Secrets Revealed Bolts of Intrigue itself is in fact going to be the feature film that's centered on the franchise itself and how it's gotten so popular over time. And then, of course, when Bolts of Intrigue is released, I really gotta say, there just might be the likelihood of sequels coming along, because I've mentioned it a few times in the series itself before it ended back in July, but of course here in December, I might as well go ahead and confirm it. There actually could be the possibility of sequels coming through to the film series itself. And it is in fact going to be its own film series from now on. Not just with one film, but with multiple now. Because since I have the ideas of, well, putting together some sequels and potentially prequels and other things and the like. I really gotta say though that with the feature film projects that I have in line for the next decade or so, it might be difficult to pretty much gauge exactly when would be the right opportunity to do so. But if there were to be a Nerf Secret Reveal Part 2 or Part 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, then of course, I guess it's all up to me to determine exactly how that should be played out. But for the time being, let's just say, Bolts of Intrigue, while it may still have some work in progress, it's still great to know that I've finally owned up to this, and I'm now going to make it as I want to. I'm as committed as ever nowadays, and now you're going to witness something much bigger than every other film I've ever had the irony of producing or directing in existence. Out of all films I've gotten, well, there's certainly a lot to know about. And now, well, that's just it really. Until any of that stuff happens though, then well, you could consider Bolts of Intrigue as just something that I've got around here. And if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.